Welcome to another daily dose of Greatness Quest. Today we're going to talk about people before profit. There's a great book out there called Profit First. I think it's a great book, but a good friend of mine also wrote an amazing book called People First. And he uses the people first principle with these phenomenal, gigantic companies, and he transforms them. And the way he transforms them is helping people change their own lives. It's really an amazing strategy. I want to share with you some simple things today I think you're going to love.
Cowboy.
Welcome to a daily dose of Greatness Quest with your host, Trevor Crane, my daddy. He is going to help you take your life and business to the next level.
Here I come to save the day.
Trevor Crane here, 11-time #1 best-selling author and the founder of Epic Author Publishing, coming to you live every day so you can plug in every day to build your ideal business so you can live your ideal life.
If my daddy can do it, then anybody can do it because he's a weirdo.
You're supposed to make me sound cool.
Okay, so I go back and forth on trying to give you something that's helpful about your business and also helpful about your life. I see a ton of crossover, and this is going to be one of them, but I would ask for you to look at the people first principle, like from a personal perspective of just how you can use this to improve your communication with others. I think communication is one of the most important things you can learn to master. Influence is one of the most important things you can learn to master. And that is that if you're going to influence someone, it's a person. And all too often, I think the world and corporate America and people are all focused on profit. Man, we got to make sure it's profit, profit, profit. And I love that. I love to create results in business. However, it's the people that drive a business and profitability. And my friend Jack Lannom, who's the author of People First, which is a great book called subtitle is Building Lives and Passing on a Legacy. This is something that I have studied. This is something that I feel like I embody in my life every single day. And he has a communication pyramid or something called the People Pyramid that I want to share with you today. And I'm going to do it briefly, but this is something you can use right away. I started using this with my wife, with my daughter, with my friends, and I read the book and I tried to apply the principles, and now I just have this pattern of language ingrained in me, and I found that this pattern of language lifts people up. It makes them feel better. It makes them strive to be better. And the whole principle of People First is that if you're running a corporation, which is Jack Lannom is a consultant to big corporations, and he comes in and he teaches this as a leadership principle that from the bottom up and the top down, like everybody should be treating others like this. It comes down to you and me becoming better leaders, becoming better mothers, becoming better fathers, becoming better people, and actually treating every human in our organization and every human that's one of our clients as the most precious resource that we have. So that's a little bit of the buildup for it. Jack works with gigantic billion-dollar companies and some million-dollar companies. But I just think it's a phenomenal principle. I pulled out his book today to share with you the Pyramid of People Power. So I want you to just go ahead and draw a little triangle or a big triangle on a piece of paper. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to have you section that up into little bits here. And I'm going to give you the people pyramid here in 1 second. So up at the top, if you can just draw a line and like take maybe, I don't know, you're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines. You're going to split that pyramid, that triangle into 5 parts. So you need 4 lines. It's going to be the little top part, then a little bigger part, and then all the way to the bottom is going to be the bigger line. So the line's going horizontal from left to right. And then up at the top, I want you to just write in the word yes. Yes. So yes is one of the most powerful questions you can use with communicating with others. Like when your wife or your boss or when I have an employee or whatever and I ask them to do something, what I'm looking for is a yes. A yes makes us feel good. All too often, I think people their no's are very pervasive in our world, especially in corporate America and especially at home. Like I think some of the worst communication that I've often seen is with siblings, with family. I mean, the stuff that my family, that I or my wife or my sisters or whatnot, that I have heard us say to one another is so much different than what we would say to the public. And I'm sure you've experienced this before, that, brothers and sisters can just say one little thing and they can set one another off. And same with spouses, and same with us to our kids. And so I think it's a really powerful reminder that just what we want to hear is yes, and some acceptance that this is a good idea, and that I'm going to support you. That I'm going to try to find a way to give you a yes. And it's up at the top of the pyramid because it's just to remind you that it's one of the most powerful words that you can use for yourself. Can I do it? Yes. Try to come up with a yes. I remember when my daughter was born, at one stage, I had decided that I didn't want to ever tell her the word no. I thought, how cool would it be if all I did was ever give her a yes, and if I could just find a way to never say no. Well, I wanted to make sure she survived, like, no, don't jump into traffic and don't burn yourself on that. So that was kind of a pie in the sky idea, but the idea is still, use the word yes. Okay, so I'm going to give you the next part of the pyramid. Just a step down from that one is the word thank you. And again, all too often in our personal lives and in our professional lives, these three words now, yes and thank you, are words that often go unsaid. It's oftentimes with our kids. I'm sure you probably do this if you have kids. You've reminded them that there are times they need to say thank you. Our kids sometimes come to us and they demand this, that, or the other thing. Dad, get me more ice cream. Or my daughter, we just gave her a whole bunch. We traveled, did all kinds of great stuff this summer, and I had to remind her she's very grateful. I can feel it, but did she actually say the words thank you? And so I am training her to do that. And if you're listening to me right now, you're probably like, I have trained my kids to do that. Great. That's not what I'm saying. I know you use the word yes, and I know you use the word thank you. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm reminding you of this to practice it and recognize that other people need to hear you say these words on a regular basis, and it's a need. It is like oxygen. It is like water. It is like food. If you go too long without food, you're going to starve. Without water, you're going to drown. And without air, you get a couple of minutes. So we need to use these words powerfully, and as often as possible, just remind ourselves to challenge ourselves to say them more. Obviously, you know how to say these freaking words, but just challenging to say more. Okay, the next one, I need you. I need you. Just think about how powerful that is. Who wants to be in a relationship with someone, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a significant other, that you feel like you're unneeded? Like if you're unneeded, you're useless to this other person. It feels like shit. That's what it feels like. And so it's an important reminder for us to just remember to use this language with others. Imagine if you're a boss talking to your team and you say, hey, I need your help with this. I need you. Without you, this would fail. Now, I use this all the time. I am very much a team-oriented guy. I will oftentimes take some personal credit for what we accomplish, but even right now I'm saying we. It is my team. It is the group. It is. I much prefer to give credit to my team than to take it myself, because it is a we. It's just a lie that I did it all myself. And so it's really important to just remind yourself to use these words. And what's really freaking cool about this pupil pyramid is that you can use all these one after the other. Like I'll use them in one sentence or two sentences back to back with friends, with my family, and with my my clients, and with my team. Okay, so I need you. Very important 3 words. Next one, next rung on the ladder are 4 words. I believe in you. See, imagine saying this to your team. I believe in you. I need you. Thank you for your help. And yes, we can do this. Now, these are just some simple words, but they're powerful ones. And my friend consults billion-dollar companies with this simple language pattern, because all too often people are watching negative news, they're bitching and complaining, they're telling their boss or they're telling their staff, you need to do this, you need to do that, fuck you, you got to do this, you got to do that, and we're not treating people with the dignity and respect that they deserve, as opposed to approaching them saying, look, I need your help, I need you, you're amazing, I believe in you. Yes, we can do this together. And thank you so much for your time, energy, and focus. Do you see how you can use these like back to back? I want to give you the last one here. I am proud of you. You know, I don't know if you've ever done this for someone that you care about. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's one of your kids. For me, what comes up for me is my kids and my wife. And I use this all the time. And like I said, this has now just been ingrained in me as a pattern of language. Like I want to use it all the time because I am proud of the people that I care about. I am proud of my daughter who's done this or done that. And I can't wait to brag about the fact that right now she's a 10-time #1 best-selling author, and we're just finishing the edits on 2 of her new books, and we've got another book that she's going to write in a couple of weeks. Like the girl's going to finish the summer a 13-time #1 best-selling author. All things going right. Like I am freaking proud of her. I'm proud of her how she spends the day. I'm proud of her when she says thank you. And I use it. I share it. I say it. I don't just think it in my head. Sometimes my wife and I play games with each other and we'll say, did you say that with your outside voice? Because there are times, I don't know if you've ever done this, you think you said something, but instead it was in your head. How often have you been really appreciative or grateful for a staff, a friend, a family member, and then you just you said it behind their back. You said it to yourself. You said it in the shower. You said it in the morning, but you didn't necessarily share it with them. So every opportunity you've got, if you can use these words, I'm proud of you. I need you. Thank you. I believe in you. And yes, these are the pyramid of people power. And if you start using these on a regular basis, I promise you your relationships will get better. I went to dinner with some friends of mine when I was moving out of New Jersey. Actually, it's not true. It was about a year or two before I left New York, New Jersey area, and we were moving to Florida. And I was having dinner with this married couple, my wife and I. And at dinner, these are people I really like for a whole bunch of different reasons. But when we were hanging out, they just seemed to bitch and complain. And I finished dinner with my wife and I bailed. You know, this was a double date, I guess. We left, and I was like, I don't know that I want to hang out with them anymore. I mean, I care about them. I like them, but that was not pleasurable. He's bitching about this shit. She's complaining about that shit. They backbite against each other. I'm not hearing a pattern of language that I want to familiarize myself with. Like, this just sucks. It feels shitty. So I never went out with them again. I mean, I talked to them from time to time. I invited them to 1 or 2 things that were going on when I could be around other groups of people. But I didn't want to go have a private dinner with them because hanging out with them just kind of sucked because they didn't use this pyramid power. And why don't you start at the bottom, okay? Here's my challenge for you. Use this pyramid of people power. Do it for like a 10-day challenge. And go ahead and just find someone in your life that you can say every single day, I am proud of you. And then tell them why, because you believe in them. And then you can use the phrase, I need you, thank you, yes. And you can put them all into one phrase. It'll take you 3 minutes to just say to your son, your daughter, your spouse, a staff member, you know what, I'm really proud of you. You did a great job today on blank. And I believe in you and how amazing you are and how you're going to help us get to the next level, because the truth is I need you. And I want to thank you so much for your time and energy that you put into this. And yes, if there is any way I can support you, please let me know. Just test these and see if you like it. All right, that's all I got for you today. That's a little bit longer than I wanted, but I feel really passionate about this. See, if you put people first versus profit first, the profits will reign in. The number one challenge, one of the number one challenges the business owners have these days is turnover. Most people are unhappy with their jobs. They're not happy with what they're doing. They're not happy in their relationship. They're not happy with their bodies. And they're not in an environment that people support them. Be the leader that supports the people around you and lifts them up. I'm giving you the formula. I just wish that every home in America, every home around the world would use this pattern of language with one another as opposed to fuck you, screw you, no, I don't want this, why don't you do that for me, what have you done for me lately, blah, 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 bullshit. All right, Went on a little bit more, but I'm excited about this. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, where we're going to give you another whoo-hoo. I'm excited about tomorrow's episode, so please join me on another daily dose of Greatness Quest every single day, and give me some love on iTunes if you would. I need some iTunes reviews. It'd be really nice. All right, have a good one.
To get even more awesomeness, which means all my best stuff, download my app by texting Trevor to 36260. It will show up right on your cell phone. Just text message the word Trevor to 36260. Talk to you soon.